Good morning, children. Today we are going to revise note making. Once again, note making. Why, you must be wondering, because you are not able to answer this question properly and correctly. So let's revise it once again. Okay, children? Note making is an advanced writing skill which is gaining importance due to knowledge explosion. There is a need to remember at least the main points of any given subject. Making notes is a complex activity which combines several skills. Yes, there's no doubt about it. How to make notes? Children, please go through this very carefully. Read the passage carefully. Yes, you're supposed to read the given passage very carefully. Give a heading to your work. The heading will be based on the following considerations. First, what is the main idea of the passage? Yes, that you must find out. What is the passage about? Frame a heading based on the main idea. Write it in the middle of the page. Yes, these points are very important. Please remember. Then, next is what? Subheading. Very important. How has the main idea been presented and developed? Are there 2 or 3 subordinate associated ideas? Okay. Frame subheadings based on these. Points are to be noted under each subheading. Are there further details or points of the subtitles that you wish to keep in these notes? These are called points. Points may have sub-points. Yeah, they're divided into sub-points. All subheadings should be at a uniform distance from the margin. Indenting. Points should also be at the same distance away from the margin. Do not write complete sentences. Abbreviations should be used. Yeah. Sorry. Help with abbreviations. So use standard abbreviations and symbols as far as possible. Capitalize the first letters of the names of states, countries or organizations. For example, UP, USA, UK and UNO. Common abbreviations. These are common abbreviations. SC for science, we all know that. Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Government, BSc, etc. These are the common abbreviations. So you can use these abbreviations. Common symbols, yeah. Positive, negative, falling, rising, less than, greater than. These are some of the common symbols. Measurements and figures. Inches, kg, mm, millimeters, milliliters. Make your own abbreviations. Very important. Keep the main sounds of the words. Education, you can write as EDN. Program, PROGM. It is a good practice to keep the first few and the last letters of the word, such as education. See, developing, retain the suffix so that later when you are going over the notes, you will recall the full form of the word. For example, educational, progressive. See how it is abbreviated, children? Take the following caution. Do not get over enthusiastic about abbreviations. This is important. You should not abbreviate every word. One abbreviation in one point is enough. Yeah, this you have to remember, children. As a general rule, the heading should not be abbreviated. You may use abbreviations in subheadings. Yeah, that is what you can do. You're permitted to do that. Your note should look like this. Indenting is essential. Heading. Then first subheading, and that further has got 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, that can further be subdivided into 1.3.1 and all that. Then subheading C, how it is done. This is called indenting. Have a look up close. Okay. Notice that indenting, that is shifting from the margin, has been used to clearly indicate subheadings, points and subpoints. Subheadings, though separated by points, occur below one another. This is very important. You must remember this, children. Points and subpoints should also come below one another. Such use of indenting gives your notes a visual character. At a glance, you can see the main idea and its various aspects. Numbering, you may follow any system, but you should be consistent. That is, you should follow the same system throughout. You have to remember this, children. Some examples. See how it is done. 1. Then how do you write? Where do you write 1.1, 1.2? You have to note, please note abbreviations. Note making is an informal exercise as it is meant for your use only. You will not present a formal document in note form. Notes will be developed into a more formal piece of writing. Since notes are informal and are meant for your use only, you can abbreviate long words or use accepted abbreviations and symbols. Yeah, just now I said that to you. Then you have to write a summary. Summary is an abstract of the passage. Expand your heading and subheadings and write down the idea. So that is how you have to write. Read the passage given below and answer the questions. Okay, so this is the passage for note making, children. Effective speaking depends on effective listening. It takes energy to concentrate on hearing and to concentrate on understanding what has been heard. Yes. Okay. Incompetent listeners fall in a number of ways. First, they may drift. Their attention drifts from what the speaker is saying. Second, they find counter arguments to whatever a speaker may be saying. Third, they complete, then they filter. They exclude from their understanding those parts of the message which do not readily fit with their own frame of reference. Finally, they react. They let personal feelings about the speaker or subject overside the significance of the message which is being sent. What can a listener do to be more effective? The first key to effective listening is the art of concentration. If a listener positively wishes to concentrate on receiving a message, his chances of success are high. It may need determination. Some speakers are difficult to follow either because of voice problems or because of the form in which they send a message. There is then particular need for the determination of a listener to concentrate on what is being said. Concentration is held by alertness. Mental alertness is held by physical alertness. It is not simply physical fitness, but also positioning of the body, the limbs, and the head. Some people also find it helpful to their concentration if they hold the head slightly to one side. One useful way for achieving this is intensive note taking by trying to capture the critical headings the speaker is referring to. Note taking has been recommended as an aid to listener. It also helps the speaker. It gives him confidence when he sees that listeners are sufficiently interested to take notes. patterns of eye contact when the note taker looks up can be very positive, and the speaker's timing is aided. He can see when a note taker is writing hard and can then make effective pauses. Posture too is important. Consider the impact made by a less competent listener who pushes his chair backward and slouches. An upright posture helps a listener's concentration. At the same time, it is seen by the speaker to be a positive feature amongst his listeners. Effective listening skills have an impact on both the listener and the speaker. On the basis of your reading of the passage, make notes on it using headings and subheadings. You have to use abbreviations, then such as suggest a suitable title, and then you have to write a summary, not more than 80 words. So that's a question. So here's the answer for this. Effective listening leads to effective speaking. 1. Incompetent listening. Then it is there A, B, 1, 2. Messages. See, messages abbreviated, children. Can you see that? How to listen effectively. Concentration is needed. Alertness helps in concentration. Physical fitness, mental alertness. Note taking. Taking is abbreviated. Can you see that? TKG is effective listening. So taking has been abbreviated. LISNR, what is that? It is the abbreviation for listener. So listener has been abbreviated. Tries to capture the main. PTS. What is PTS? Points. Correct. Note taking helps the SPKR. Come on, what is that? SPKR. Yes, speaker. That's right. So speaker is abbreviated. Determination is needed to overcome voice and other peculiarities. Decipher the form of the message. Posture helps. Upright posture of listener helps in concentration, helps the speaker. Effective listening impacts the listener and the speaker. Abbreviation is very important. Listener, see how it is abbreviated. Message, then taking. Points, speaker. Then we come to the summary. Good listening can aid the speaker and can lead to good speaking. Incompetent listening disturbs good speaking by countering the speaker or by competing with him. For good listening, concentration on receiving the message is needed. Determination to receive the message, mental alertness, and good posture help. Taking notes is also an aid to concentration and good listening. So, good listening helps the speaker through eye contact, and attentive posture of the listener increases the speaker's confidence. Have a look at the same answer again, once again, children. Please note down. In the examination, when you answer this question, a lot of errors I can see. So see how this has been done, note making for this particular question, children. I hope you are noting down. There's the second point, how to listen effectively. See how the words are abbreviated. We can easily make out, isn't it? That abbreviation is for which word. So which word has been abbreviated, we can make out. When you look at that LISNR, we know it is the abbreviation for listener. Similarly, TKG, we can make out it is the abbreviation for taking. Yes, message, you can see there. MSG, that is for message. Speaker, we know that speaker has been abbreviated SPKR. Likewise, you too have to write. Then look at this key to abbreviations. In the examination, when you get a question or note making, you have to write it. After note making, you have to write key to abbreviations, and then you have to write the abbreviation and the word that has been abbreviated, don't forget to write this key to abbreviation. You have to write as it is shown here. Then see how points is abbreviated, speaker. Then after that you have to write the summary, taking ideas from the points and the sub-points. And it has to be in 80 words. This you have to remember. See how the summary is written. Are you noting down? Please note down, children. Children, this is your assignment. Please note down. This is a passage. Everyone needs a holiday, both to relax and to have a change of environment. The holiday makers feel relaxed and refreshed at the end of the holiday and look forward to the resumption of their duties. Be it at school, office or factories with renewed vigor. This is the reason why all establishments grant their employees annual leave with the end of the academic year. The schools and universities grant their pupils a long holiday during midsummer. This lasts until early September when the new school term starts. Of course, the parents will take advantage of this and take their leave to coincide with the children's vacations. This has become a traditional holiday season in most European countries, particularly in England. With the coming of August, the traditional holiday season in Britain reaches its peak point, and most of the holiday resorts are packed to capacity. In order to avoid the crowd, some prefer to take their holiday a little earlier if facilities so warrant. Those who have already taken their holidays can console themselves and enjoy. Yes, because there's no other option. So this is the passage. Children, the main thing of course is the weather, and that would be hazardous to prophecy. But whatever the weather is like, their sense of a holiday for most is the carefree atmosphere in which it can be enjoyed. Take all you need but leave all your worries behind is the sound advice of the holiday maker. Private worries are not always easy to escape from. However, even the pessimist would admit that for the moment things appear brighter than they have been. Holiday time is surely a time for shedding serious preoccupations and seeking the pleasures that appeal to us. It is true that we may not always succeed in finding them. Indeed, there are people who maintain that the great thing about the holiday is that it gives you an ampler appreciation of home comforts, a view, no doubt, more widely held among the elderly than you. So you have to read the passage, make notes, use abbreviations, and then write the summary. So this is what your assignment. How to make good notes and summary. The following points will help you in making good notes. Read the passage quickly but carefully. You have to try to understand main points and supporting details. Underline keywords as you read. Very important, children. Notes should be in points and in an appropriate format. This is very important. Appropriate format. Organize your ideas into main heading, subheadings and subheadings if possible. Abbreviations and symbols are freely used. Give title to your notes. Avoid a long sentence. Yes, it should be avoided. While making summary, make sure that your summary does not exceed 1/3 of the length of the original text. It should always be 1/3 of the original text. You must remember this. The summary should contain only the main ideas and the supporting details. Refer back to the original to ensure that your summary is a true reflection of the writer's ideas. Uses of abbreviations in note making. Abbreviation helps in writing the information briefly. First few letters of the word are enough to remember that the abbreviation stands for IMP, important, info, information, eval. Remove all or most of the vowels from the word and use the key consonants. For example, see management. You have this management, market, marketing, development. So these points you have to remember, very important. Please go through this again and again. Note making, children, very important. You get this in every examination. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Goodbye.